This video is on the topic of pregnancy and the placenta and is intended for those studying the extended course. After implantation, an embryo develops into a fetus inside the uterus. It will reach full term after around 9 months, and this is known as the gestation period. During this time, the fetus is surrounded by an amniotic sac containing fluid which provides protection from bumps to the mother's abdomen. The placenta develops fully by around 12 weeks. It provides an exchange surface between the mother and the baby. The umbilical cord joins the blood supply of the fetus to the placenta. The cervix helps to secure the baby in the uterus during pregnancy. It dilates or gets wider during labour as it forms part of the birth canal through which the baby will move before it then passes out of the vagina, forced out by strong contractions of the uterus. You need to be able to recognise and identify all the features shown in this image. Let's take a look at the placenta in a little bit more detail. Within the placenta, there is a complex network of blood vessels belonging to the fetus as well as the mother. It is important to know that the fetal blood and the maternal blood never mix. Instead, materials cross the intervillous space between the two blood supplies, then across the placental membrane of the villi. The placenta is adapted to maximize diffusion through the presence of villi, which give a large surface area, and thin membranes, which give a short diffusion distance. The umbilical cord contains no nerves, only blood vessels, so after birth it can be cut painlessly to separate the baby from the mother. Substances are exchanged across the placenta to aid fetal development. These substances move by diffusion down a concentration gradient. From the mother, the fetus obtains oxygen for respiration, nutrients to fuel growth and development, antibodies to provide a level of immunity to the fetus, and water to aid cellular processes. Unfortunately, whilst the placenta provides a barrier to many pathogens and toxins, some can still diffuse across the membrane. Additionally, pregnant mothers are advised not to smoke, ingest drugs, or drink alcohol whilst pregnant, as these substances may have a negative effect on fetal development. Other substances are moved in the opposite direction across the membrane. Waste products, including urea and carbon dioxide, move from the fetal blood supply to the maternal blood supply by diffusion across the placenta. Here is a question like one you might encounter in an exam. These two command words require short answers about what the jobs are of the labelled components. It helps if you can identify each structure first. A is the placenta, B is the umbilical cord, C is the uterus, and D is the cervix. Let's take a look at Part A. Part A is asking about labels A and B. We can see that A is the placenta, and the main function of the placenta is to exchange substances between mother and fetus. We need to be more specific than that to obtain the marks, so we can say that the placenta, or A, transfers nutrients, oxygen, antibodies, or water from the mother to the fetus, or that it removes waste from the fetus to the mother. Label B is the umbilical cord, which carries fetal blood to and from the placenta. In Part B, we need to describe the role of the two other structures, specifically in relation to labour and birth. C is the uterus. It holds the fetus whilst it develops, but then contracts during labour to help the fetus leave the body. D is the cervix, which is a muscular ring responsible for securing the baby in the uterus during pregnancy. During labour and childbirth, the cervix must dilate so that the baby can move out through the birth canal. In summary, the gestation period for a human is around 9 months. During this time, the zygote develops into an embryo and then into a fetus, which is connected to the mother via the umbilical cord and placenta. Nutrients, oxygen, water, and antibodies diffuse across the placenta from the mother to the fetus. However, unwanted substances such as drugs or alcohol may also move across. Waste products such as urea and carbon dioxide diffuse from the fetus to the mother. The amniotic fluid that surrounds the fetus provides protection from bumps. During birth, contractions of the uterus force the fetus out through the dilated cervix to exit the uterus via the vagina.